think about it, yes, the more I think I was mistaken. Did Aunt Hilda used to own Grandpa and Grandma's old place, their old place where you came and got me from? Did Aunt Hilda used to own that?
Nuh-uh. She wanted to buy it, but she didn't have enough money to buy it.
Did she ever own anything?
No,
Only Jack and Grandma and Grandpa are the only ones that owned their places.
You're talking about the one that Jack bought?
Yeah, the one that Jack bought.
Well, no, Hilda never owned that, honey. She never bought anything down there. She went in nursing training and she graduated as a nurse in the Charity Hospital in New Orleans in 1928. I've got a big long picture of her and all the nurses. It was made in 1928, and she went to nursing, and she stayed in Alexandria, in New Orleans and all down there, honey, and she met her husband and got married and kept on nursing until she had a baby. And she married a man he was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, but he was Alvin Stokes. But he was a seaman. He wanted to work on ships all the time, and he worked on those oil tankers, that carry oil over there. And he would bring a bad crowd home with him. They bought a home in Houston, and they were paying it out. They never did get it quite paid for, so she decided to quit him. He'd bring a bad bunch home with him, and he'd bring a lot of beer and stuff like that, and they'd throw a big party, and the two little girls there and her. And he just wouldn't quit it, and so she quit him. And he'd let her buy her a big new car, and so she didn't have the car paid for. She had some paid on, but she didn't have it paid for, and she had no business taking it out of the parish down there when it wasn't paid for. You can't do that in Louisiana. But she did, and she went to California with Myra, and so they found out the people that she bought the car from, that she'd taken the car out of the parish and went out there, and she didn't have any money to pay for it. She made good money. Her and Myra both made good money nursing, but they never saved any of it. Laura and I lived on what we made then, and I don't see how it took all so much more. They made so much more than we did. It took all it could live, and it took the car away from her. And she not grieved herself to death about that. No, honey, she wanted to buy the other place, the place on Winfield. Well, they're both on the Winfield Road, but she wanted to buy the old place over where we were all raised. All of them were born there, but Tad and me, we were born over in the woods and the old house.
Well, just recently before I left, I talked to Vivian on the phone, and I told her I was coming to see you. And she said to give you her love and tell you that she thinks about you. And she, somehow in the conversation, she mentioned that her mother used to own that old place that Jack owned, where I lived with Jack and Thelma, and where I lived when Jack kicked me out. And I didn't remember any of that. She didn't know if Jack bought it from Aunt Hilda or if Aunt Hilda bought it from Jack.
Tell her she was just badly mistaken. Dad owned it, and I had a mortgage on it, and I gave Jack the mortgage. Hilda didn't have anything to do with it.
And tell them how Jack had to pay off Aunt Myra and Aunt Hilda, Jim.
Dad, is that a taping?
Nobody's ever going to hear it but me and my family, so don't worry about it.
When Dad got sick, they put him in the hospital over at Natchitoches. And Dad didn't have no money to pay, and Jim didn't have any money to pay, so Jack went home and I went home. And Jack, I didn't have money to pay. I'd paid the mortgage off and done so much for him, so I just didn't have any money. And I had been hurt in the automobile wreck, and I couldn't work in the office anymore. I had to do housework, like housekeeper and secretary, stuff like that, answer the phone and take down things like that. I was working for a lady out on 21st Street. And anyway, when Dad died in 51, we went and told the hospital, Jack and me, that we'd see that the bill was paid. They said they'd do all they could for him, but it had what do you call it up here,
A stroke,
thrombosis,
brain hemorrhage, or
something.
cerebral
Cerebral hemorrhage. And there wasn't a chance for him to ever get well. He might live a while, but he'd have to be in a wheelchair, and he was probably paralyzed. So they knocked him as long as they could, and the bill had to be paid because they told Jack that we'd have to move him. They wanted to send him to the hospital in Alexandria. I've forgotten the name of that hospital, but it's a good little hospital, and by the Catholics. So they said we better take him there. And so Jack paid the bill at Nexus, and the rest of them didn't have any money to pay on it, not a penny. So anyway, Jack paid it, and so then Dad was in the hospital in Alexandria for quite a while. Annie lived close to the hospital, and she went over to see him all the time and everything. And Jack would call me, and I'd call to see how Dad was and everything, you know. And he was got able to get up and get around in the wheelchair. But the nurses said that he was apt to go any time. And so when he died, why, the bill had to be paid, and he had to be buried, and never owned that old place.
the old place?
The old place across